It's Joel on the beat. It's Joel on the beat. It's Joel on the beat.
Groups, not community. So we stand united with you in Accra to mark the 11th anniversary of your existence and represent the beginning of a second decade. The possibilities I can see with this engagement within this festival are just numerous and simply endless. ATU and the GDG seem to have many things in common, and this includes hands-on learning experience and acquisition of practical skills, among others. Allow me to take just 2 minutes to talk briefly about ATU and some of our initiatives. Since we are hosting you, it's good that you know a bit about us, and then see how we can work together. Accra University, as you see, is a center for global excellence and competency-based training. Practice-oriented research as well. Our vision is to be recognized as the top technical university in Ghana, not the top technical university in Ghana, and that demands a lot from us with strong regional influence. Sometimes back, we developed a philosophy, we call it education and training for employment or job creation. The idea behind this is that, just as we are talking, we want to form students to the extent that when we leave our premises, immediately there is a job available, you are the preferred choice. Because you are empowered with the skills that it takes to get a job. Or if there's no job availability, you have what it takes to create a job yourself. So we talk of employment and job creation. ATU believes in education and training that develop the competencies and skills of our students to make them relevant to industry and competitive on the job market. So we undertook a lot of initiatives to make this a reality. One of the initiatives that we undertook, for instance, is to foster collaboration between our department and an individual group that can offer something on the table like short certificates or maybe soft skill trainings. And it's in this regard that we deem your coming here very important and crucial for our survival. We have encouraged some of our department already to partner with Microsoft to the extent that when you come here and offer a program like computer science for 4 years, and let me tell you, we offer programs like computer science, cyber security, information technology, and a number of them at the higher national diploma level 3 years, and also at the Bachelor of Technology level 4 years. We are yet to introduce masters in those programs. We do offer diploma as well. So with all these courses we offer, we want to get the people, once we are going through that, you go through some short certification, either with Microsoft, and now with Google on board, so that by the time you are finishing, not only you have a long-term certificate, which is a degree or a diploma, but you have other other certificates, other skills that are even more employable, if I may say, today. So I think that tells that you are welcome once again. So to me, today's event is just an official beginning of the lasting relationship between us that might bear several fruits pertaining to employability and student career readiness. One thing, remember this word, student career readiness. Education is not just for fun, but when you finish, you should be ready for job. The question you ask yourself as a graduate sometimes is that, These 4 years have passed in this institution, and all the projects I've gone through have been given me the empowerment to grab the job and deliver successfully or effectively. So this, we talk about student career readiness, and I think when we start use our program with things like this, we are just improving. So we Google champions that we expect on our campus, offering aggressive training program to the student populace. We foresee an unprecedented increase in job access for the computer science and related discipline. For example, most companies moving onto the cloud bring new job opportunities, and people in the cloud engineering, network engineering, cyber security, and consultancy can get a lot of job to do. As an institution of learning, we seek to derive side benefit for our students and staff, and we believe this partnership envision things. The acceptance in your systems of 2 Google ambassadors from our premises, as a consequence of this program we are hosting today, is a step in the right direction that again support our vision, and for that matter, we want to say a big thank you to the Google developer community. Thank you very much. Another dimension, just to end my speech, that you may want to consider in the future is to look at how Google developer group can assist ATU in the development of programs that allow institutional repositories to be linked to institutional research management systems. I approach this challenging. I know you are coming to discuss all of the things, but to increase our visibility, we realize that our institutional repositories need to be out there. And for now, it's not yet connected to the research database, for which we can just check on the internet and get a lecturer or student here who has contributed to scientific communities. And by just clicking his name, we see his achievement and works. But how can we do that linkage? We have some sponsorship behind it. If you people decide to help us in this regard, you are welcome. Before I resume my seat, I would like to welcome you all once again to Ghana and to Accra Technical University for this matter. Enjoy the place. There is free access to the internet. Around this year, we are in the center of Accra. You have the market here. Be careful, they can steal your items. Please, you have to be responsible for your own safety. And then you can enjoy good food around. Please, make friends and enjoy the day. I welcome you once again. Feel at home and have a successful program. Long live the Google Developers Program. Long live Accra Technical University. Long live Ghana. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you a good day. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. You can do better. You can do better. So now we are all together, right? So now we will continue with our program, and next we have a program manager from Google, and he's joining us on the stage right now. Please give it a round of applause for him. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Hello. So, in Nigeria, this is supposed to be good afternoon, but yeah, we're in Ghana, and your time is always one step behind. But we adjust to that. At least I have Kenyans here, whose time is always on the long sprint and is always far ahead. But yeah, thank you very much for attending DevFest. Just a quick one before we get started. Who attended this event here? Anyone at DevFest 2019? Oh wow, that's like basically 0.0003% of the people here. This was at your campus. This was at MEF in 2019 where we had, that was the last time we had physical people participating in DevFest because something came and changed everything and stopped everybody from meeting people. I don't know what the name is now, but it used to be COVID-19. But maybe now we've taken it to be like common cold and just flu and stuff like that. So yes, thank you very much Like she mentioned, my name is Awal MS, and I have the honor of leading Google Developer programs across Sub-Saharan Africa, which covers around 46 countries, including Ghana. And what I basically do is I help developers with content, mentorship, and basically guidance to get them the skills they need to be employable once they leave school. So yes, if at any point in time you have any question and we don't get to talk to me here, my Twitter handle is here, my DM is open, feel free to go drop your mails or drop your questions there, and I will be able to respond when I can. I'll do my best to respond as soon as possible, but then as soon as possible doesn't mean me responding when I'm speaking here. But it's fine. And you can see my keynote is around growing your skills, right, using Google Developer technologies. I know when she was mentioning people from MES can give you a job, the guy in the front actually mentioned that would you have the skills, right? It's one thing to want a job, it's another thing to have the skills. Let me set the timer before I go over time. Okay, yes, so it's about wanting a job, it's about the employer needing you to have the necessary skills. So how do you get that skills? That is what we're going to be talking on now, and I will be sharing some resources, some pointers, and you can feel free to ask me questions if there's anything you don't understand. So like it was mentioned by the Deputy Vice Chancellor here earlier, this is the 11th year we're having DEFES in the GDG program. And over the years, DEFES has meant the same thing for us. And what are those things? That is what you're seeing on your screen, right? It's an avenue for you to network with other people, to get access to technical content. You have technical speakers here who will come and share their knowledge, their experience over the years, and then you get to network with people who are either having the same interest as you or have gone through the journey and are living the life that you hopefully want to get. Talking about networking, I love the fact that we had a networking session just before now. That is what going to DEFES means, so probably being part of the community. Also, right there at that side are our speakers, and some of the people here are our guests. We have Rose and Santiago here. Can you please stand up? Sorry for spotlighting you. These are my colleagues from the Google Accra office. They are software engineers at the Accra office. So at any point in time, you probably have any question within this session, they will be around. Just see them out and ask them any questions you have, including how to join Google. But then ask them, don't ask me. They're the people to ask. And then, yeah, thank you very much. And then the three by that side are Google Developer experts, Hannah, Maye, and Wayne. Can you please stand up? So I'll be talking more about what the expert program is later on, but just see them. Maye is a Google Developer expert in web technologies. Hannah is a developer expert in Android, and Wayne is a developer expert in Angular. So it's a program we recognize people who have exceptional knowledge in Google Developer technologies. And yeah, so workshops, right? A different set of people will be conducting workshops. There's one of my colleagues that is not here. Where is Sudeep? Somewhere around here. Who will be occurring one of our technical workshops. So this is what it means like to attend a DEFES in a different, other than, I know they say pictures speaks louder than voice. This is different photos of what it means. You can see me here snapping picture, communicating with some developer experts. Hannah speaking there. People posing for picture. You can have people eating at an event. Like one of the MCs mentioned that there's no DEFES without food, right? People eating, people networking, and people participating in workshops. So this is what a DEFES is. And this is a photo from DEFES Kigali 2022, earlier in September. So let's talk about growing skills. Over the years, I have the honor of being part of the community and working as a software engineer before being now what I am as a program manager. I've learned a couple of things, right, that I feel I should share with our audience on how to grow your technical skills, basically a path to grow your technical skills and having technical excellence. There are actually 3 things, but then I expanded it to 4 here. And the most important thing that a whole lot of people keep asking, how do I get a job? And then get into interviews and then things not turning out the way they expect them to do, is because a whole lot of times we lack the basics, right? The fundamentals of computer science concepts. The things you get taught in school, the things you get to learn in technologies that you feel that are not useful, are the same things that get you to fail some technical interviews, right? I know it's not all the times that we don't get a job because we don't have technical skills. Sometimes it's because we lack, say, the other non-technical attribute that's expected of a job. But at least, it's really, really great to be broad. I love seeing people who are polyglots, who have knowledge in many different languages, but it's very, very important to specialize in at least one technology. It's best that you know that, hey, he can do web, he can do mobile, and he's good with cloud, but then his main specialization is web, because that is what will work for you. In as much as you spend time to learn many different things, please have the basics, the fundamentals of computer science concepts, and specialize in one. I didn't stop you from learning everything you want to learn. But the good thing about technology is there is so much that you cannot learn. The more you learn, the more you realize that you don't know anything. Just specialize in one thing and then learn the basics of the rest, because it's easier to have conversations with people if you understand the core basics of things. So when we talk about specializing, it means you need to learn, right? Learning and practicing. The internet is a rabbit hole. You go to search on how to center a div in CSS. You see 10 different examples, different articles. These different articles have links to different articles, and then you keep going, you learn from here, you move to this place and then to this place. You spend the next 6 months trying to learn about one thing, but never got the chance to spend some time to write the code. If you do not practice, in computer science or in the IT industry, what you know verbally does not count. The most important thing is the skills, like the person who asked here, do you have the skills? He didn't ask, do you know what it is? It's more of like, do you have the skills? Because technical interviews are normally things you do technically on the laptop or solve a problem, right? So yes, learn and practice. Oftentimes we have different jobs, but then our heart is on something different. You work full-time as a web dev, but what you really want to do is be a cloud specialist. You won't get this opportunity when working in your company. You have to learn this on your own. And you have to work. To do this, you will have to do some side projects. It's why I added this. Work on side projects on your leisure time. The only way you can get something different from what every other person is getting, if you do the one thing that they're not doing. If everybody learns, spends their time within 7 to 9 o'clock learning, and you decide to start learning, say, 5 to 7 o'clock or 5 to 10 o'clock, basically doing something else. What we've learned over the years is that those who kill, I think the word is like kill the night candle or light the night candle, which is do what other people are not doing. When people were sleeping, you're trying to learn A or B, end up having a different result from those people because you're doing things when they were not doing. So yes, work on side projects, try to understand how things. Your side projects are only opportunity you get to test out new things that you don't get to test out in your company. You can't be a front-end developer and you expect a company to let you work on the back end without you showing them that you have the skills. If you drop the database, what will happen? So you understand it. So work on side projects and please challenge yourself. There's just so much you can do without challenging yourself. We usually say this, right? Your comfort zone will not give you what you want. You have to step out of your comfort zone. the people from MES came from different places, right? From different countries. That's because they have a goal, right? To become solid entrepreneurs. And to do that, if they sit in their house, there's a lot of resources on the internet. They can learn everything. But they decided to leave their own homeland and houses to attend MES in Accra, right? So they have to do something different from what every other person is doing. So they have to challenge themselves, and you too have to challenge yourself. So let's go through some things that I think you need to just 4 things I just explained. We're covering upskilling, community, and finally how to challenge yourself, and give you some pointers on how to challenge yourself. So let's talk about upskilling. First here is the Google African Developer Scholarship. We have been in the tech space for quite some time. We're not the oldest company. Google is not the oldest company. The company got started in 1998, right? Or probably say 1999. So we're not really old compared to companies like IBM that have been here since time immemorial, right? But then one thing we've noticed is that skills is something that's very hard. And over the years, what we decided to do since 2017, when Sundar came to Nigeria, was we wanted to help build the technical skill sets of people, so we brought up this program called the Google African Developer Scholarship Program, or the Andela Learning Community. I know a couple of people know things with different names, but then these are 2 same programs that help people upskill in web, mobile, and cloud technologies. We've been doing this, we did this because we thought the African developers, the African youth will need to upskill in preparation for what will come to the continent in the future. Nowadays, as at then, there was no Twitter office in Accra. There was no Google office in Ghana. A whole lot of companies have set up their headquarters in Kenya. But we thought we will be able to help people upskill, and then eventually, when opportunities come, people get the necessary skills to be employable. So we brought this up, and then we've been running this for the past 5 years. We're able to train over 100,000 developers across Africa through this program. So it's just an example of something you can use to upskill yourself. The next one here is our Game Up program. Africa is a rich continent. We grew up with different stories. We played many different games. How many of us used to grew in the village? If you grow up in the village, all these rich people. Looks like I'm the only one that came from the village. Okay. But one thing I know is we used to play at night in our villages and even in the cities, right? If you're in the street, you usually play at night, play different games. We thought Africa has many different games that we play physically, and we can probably make them convert digitally, since the world have grown digitally. We want you to give other people the opportunity to play the games well, even when they are outside the continent. So we started this program with Mario Games, where we give people the opportunity to upskill themselves on building games. This is the second cohort, and I think we're ending the second cohort in December, and then the next cohort starts in by next year. But the website is still the same, gameupafrica.com. Now you will see it's closed, but then the next iteration will be on the same website. So you can probably keep that in mind if you're interested in being a game developer in the future. I love this part because I'm speaking in Accra. In Africa, Accra is the only place we have a research or machine learning office. And the fact that we have this here, we thought we should give people the opportunity. Forget about what you see on news, companies laying off staffs and the rest. Ideally, these major companies, Google, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, and the rest, always hire engineers, right? For example, the Google I know, which is the same Google, right? Oftentimes have an opening for software engineer at any point in time. We don't have specific dates where we hire people. We always hire. right? Yes, the economic downtime has been something else, but then yes, we always hire. If we're hiring people in Accra, who will want to stay in Accra, they have to be into machine learning, right? They have to be into research. And then we thought of this and then started this SSM ML bootcamp, where we invited Africans to apply to participate in this bootcamp, which was for 60 days, to get people the necessary skills they need to be employable. We're giving everyone the opportunity to participate, and then we told everyone that we only had space for 100 people. What I love about this program is the number of people who applied. We told them we have 100 slots, but we got application from the 15,000 people who applied for just the 100 slots that we have. We were eventually able to select 300 people, and eventually around 200 people completed the program, and they're currently taking certification course, and then we'll get them matched with employers to get them jobs, right? These employers don't necessarily need to be Google, right? It could be any other company who is trying to hire machine learning. Just like the MC mentioned, if the people from MEST have started their company and are looking for machine learning engineers, in the future, we're training for people to get to that. By the time you're ready, we should be able to have people who have solid knowledge. So, and then finally, so besides all these resources that I shared, which are mostly from Google, we have Dev Library. I love the fact that we're having this event in collaboration with the library here. What we do with the Dev Library is the same thing a traditional library does. The libraries don't write books themselves. They're a store of books. People come to search. For us, we're doing the same thing. The Dev Library is a library with contents by people like me and you. Oh, so me, I'm out now, because anything here will probably be like hit from Google. But it's an open source content. We curate list of content from different people. But that's the reward for being in the top. So it's like ranking. As you play, as you compete, you go up the ladder, and then the top team, the top person gets it. It's an individual competition. The Kickstart is also an individual competition. The top team gets an opportunity to interview with Google. As you participate in the Kickstart program, you have an idea of what it means like to work at Google, right? How engineers at Google solve problems for a billion users. And yes, the hash code is our team-based competition, where you set up a team and participate from any place. It could be your house, it could be a pub. They are set up to be hash code hub. And the eventual team gets to participate in the final round at the Google office. It's a team-based competition because, and then you come up with a team, we give you a problem statement, an engineering problem for you to come up with a solution with. And then we will rate you from the local round up till the final team who gets to participate from one of our offices. And then finally, the Google Summer of Code. This is one competition. It's not a competition, it's more of like an internship that I'm very, very proud of and I really, really love. Over the years, we've been giving students the opportunity to upskill themselves to show that they want to contribute to open source. These people get paid by Google to do this internship, but not for Google. The internships are not at Google. How many of us use VLC here? The media player. Only 10%. The rest of you have money to pay for premium Abi. Fear God. Share this money with us. But basically, VLC is an open source project that we give people, students usually, the opportunity to better what VLC is, and we pay them to do that. You contribute to something you like, but we pay you to do that. It's usually open for students. However, in 2023, for the next year, in 2023, it's going to be open to also professionals. Anyone who wants to contribute to open source and be paid for it. The site is still g.co/GSOC. You can check it out. We are currently we will start getting entries from organizations that want to take interns. and then we announce that around February, everybody gets to start application. What it needs you to do is to come up with a proposal of what you think you can improve that, how you think you can improve that open source project, and then the team will review, not us, and they can decide who they want to be an intern, because it depends on what you're trying to propose for them, right? Oftentimes what we tell people is once you identify what you want to work on, and you want to submit a proposal for them, start checking the library or the framework and try to start contributing to that even before you start the internship, because it means eventually they will prefer to select people who understand the library already. So take your time, check out what GSOP is in February, check out the different companies that are selected, and then you can decide what project you want to work on. And finally, for the students here, we have a special competition we usually do called the Google Developer Student Club Solutions Challenge. We invite students in a team of a maximum of 4 people to think of a problem around United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. If you want to end SAPA, how many of us know what SAPA is? Okay. If you don't know SAPA, you're one of the rich kids. So if you want to end poverty, which is SDG number 1 of the 17 UN SDG, end poverty, right? Or you want to help improve education and stuff like that, you set up a team of up to 4 people to work on the solution, and then you submit that at the end at around March, and then we review your submission and give you access to mentorship to better your skills. The eventual top team gets access to around 4K USD or so, and then a lot of other gifts. But then you need to start thinking of what you want to do, and it's only for students to better their skills, because in the long run, you're not always going to be a student. You leave school and then you need to get a job, except if you're schooling for the fun of it. So yes, DevFest doesn't end here. This is the first DevFest in Accra in 2022. The second one will be in Kumasi, December 17. But that is also not the only DevFest. We have about 120 DevFests happening at different locations. And this link here gives you access to all the DevFests that are happening across the world. So if you happen to be in a different country tomorrow or probably next week, for example, we're going to be in Nigeria next week, DevFest Lagos is happening next, and I think around 5,000 people will be in attendance at the event. It's that massive. But then if you're not going to Nigeria, you're going to any other place, DevFest is happening there. Check out this link and get the opportunity to meet other people also. So thank you very much for your time, and please enjoy DevFest. By the way, I'm wearing across here. Since Nigeria are not playing World Cup, let me support you people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our audience. Alice is coming to do a presentation, a talk on how to grow. Okay, she's going to do a presentation on how to grow your app. So please welcome Alice Menta from the video. Thank you.
Hi. Okay. So I'll try and be interactive as possible. So who said he hasn't used Fido app before? Raise your hand. Is who the person who hasn't used it before? Raise your hand. Okay. But you've heard it before, right? Okay. I know, because it's a loan app. Nobody wants to be seen as someone who takes a loan, so it's understandable. But anyway, that's not why I'm here. I'm just introducing myself as a marketing manager for Fido, but I'm not here to talk about the Fido app, so don't worry. I want to talk about you. A lot of you are developers, right? You are developers, I guess. Okay, so we'll talk about how you can grow your app. It's good to have a good app, but I tell you, there are a lot of dead good apps. Okay, there are a lot from Syria to Flippy Campus. Charlie, Who knows Flippy Campus? You see, it's there, so you don't know it. You get the point. But they were built in Ghana here. When I was in Cape Coast University somewhere in 2010, it was one of the apps that campus lifestyle people use. You go to other universities and they're all using. But where is it now? It's dead. But who uses Facebook? Who uses Facebook? Okay, who doesn't use Facebook? Very few people. But at least you've heard Facebook before. That's because it's not dead. You get the point I'm making? It's not just about you being a super software developer, you can code for the whole sky to change into blue. Really, if you can do that and nobody knows about it, it's as good as dead. Okay, so this is me. I'm a growth marketer. So what I do is give me your product and I'll grow it for you. That is all I do. And for Fido, I've helped them grow a lot. I'm also a product marketer. So once the product is ready, it's a fintech product. So you can't do a product without having the customer in mind. So I'm like the customer in the product team, trying to tell you what I think you can do better to get the customer to come on board. I would also want to touch on me being a former Google ambassador. So I was Google's ambassador for the University of Cape Coast somewhere 2012. Who remembers the Google ambassadorship program? Okay, a few people. I think because it's now not in existence and you guys are freshers, so so you may not know about it. But those days, almost every tertiary campus had a Google ambassador who helps with your GDGs on campus, your events. It's like we are always having events and then things like that. Do your universities still have, who is here from University of Ghana? Do you still have your domains? Like, does every student have an email on campus? So let's say if it's Alice.Mensa at ugini.com, blah, blah, blah. Do you still have it? That's because it was a work of a Google ambassador. That was one of our first works, to make sure all the universities have emails for students. So that email you see there is not for yours, it's still a Gmail, but we have covered it up with the ugini.edu something. We get it. So that is it. With that said, the former speaker mentioned things that you can take advantage of. He mentioned a challenge for those who code. Who remembers the name? He mentioned some challenges you can partake in. Who remembers the name? Okay, trust me. Take one of it and then do it. Let's try. That's how come I'm standing here today. In fact, in school, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I'm somebody who takes advantage of opportunities. So I took advantage of the Google Student Ambassadorship program, which led me to become a Google Online Marketing Challenge participant. Then I was then selected again by Google to become an online marketing lab, again, where we had to go to Kenya, Nigeria. You get the Google landing guys coming to teach you. And right after that, I got my first job in a telco as their digital marketing specialist. So I'm just telling you this, not because I want you to know what I've done, but just to let you know that sometimes you just have to start something. These programs they are mentioning, just do one. You don't know where it might. And I didn't know where I was going, I just took it because I'm in school, I really have time on my hands, so I can do a lot, and I did it. So please, any opportunity you hear, event, whatever, don't slack, take advantage of it. Okay, so my question today is why? Why do we need tech developers? How many tech developers do we have in Ghana? Does anybody have a rough estimate? Who can help? How many tech developers do we have? 17K. That's a good number. I don't know myself, I'm just asking. So if we have 17K, let's assume what he's saying is correct. If we have 17K tech developers in the whole of Ghana, from northern to Accra to Kumasi to western and everything. How many apps do we have in Ghana that are Ghanaian? Not an Android or iOS app, whatever, any app, whether it's a web app. How many apps do we have in Ghana, or which are from Ghanaians? Anybody? Oh, let's make it interactive. Please, do you have any swags that we can give whilst doing the talk? Because I know Google events come with swags, and that is what brings the interactions. How many apps? Do you know any apps in Ghana that are made by Ghanaians? Do you know any name? Please just raise your hand and say one. The Achieve app. Okay. It was built by Ghanaians. Okay, how many of you know the Achieve app? Okay. How many of you have used it, or how many of you have it on your phone? Quite a small number. Okay, aside Achieve, who else? Which app? Chango. Okay, that's by ICC. That's the big, may come up here, boys. Who else? Please, any swags for me? Who else has an app that was built in Ghana? Techno. Tendo. Even me, see that I've not heard about it. Okay, you.
Stapling.
Again?
Stapling.
Pay play. Stay play. Who has heard about stay play? Okay, someone was about mentioning another one. Jack, where are you? That one. Okay. So you see, we are struggling to find them. Are we not struggling to find them? That is the point I'm making. That is the point I'm making. We have 17K Ghanaians into tech. I did IT in school. My batch were like 30. Every year, there are tech students that complete from UG, Ashesi, all the big names. Where are the apps? Are we not creating them? But we are. Trust me, people are creating apps in their rooms, aren't we? But where are they? Where are they? If you go to Play Store and you check the apps that are Ghanaian, where are they? Do you know why? Let's move to the why. Sorry, the next slide. Okay. So, sorry, who can tell me why? Why do you think these apps are not flourishing? Because we are creating them, we are learning all the codes and we are creating them. So, why are they not alive? Please, if someone can give them the microphone so that we make it more engaging. Lack of what? Sponsorship. What else? Poor marketing. Okay. Customer adoption is low. So meaning right market fit. We are doing things that people don't need. Okay. So let's tell you a success story. I work with Fido, and on a daily basis, I don't know if anybody knows a bank that has about 1,000 people taking a loan in a day. You know a bank in Ghana that about 1,000 people take a loan in a day? In Kenya. Okay, that's a good one. Okay. But it is happening in my company. In a day, not the people who have taken a loan and are coming back. Talking about new people who have never tried the app. So I'm not talking about installing the app. Those who have installed, fill that long form, asking for your name, everything. Then we have even rejected about 80% and just giving the loan to 20%. At the end of the day, you still get 1,000 people getting the loan. You get the seriousness in what I'm saying, because they take seriously what we call marketing. You can be a good developer, but the strength of the company, they hail the marketers more than the developers. Because if you have the app and nobody takes a loan, nobody pays back. And if you don't pay back, the interest portion is missing. And the company will die because they can't pay employees for over a year if you are not making any revenue. You get the point? So currently we have over 450K customers. We have over 2 million downloads. There was a point this year where we were #1 on Google Play Store. Forget Facebook, forget TikTok. Fido was #1 on Play Store for 2 solid days. TikTok couldn't match us. Facebook, even Google couldn't match us. That day, I had to put it on my LinkedIn, I had to put it on my status because the joy was just too much. You get the point? And trust me, the people in charge are Ghanaian. I handle it's not a Kenyan, it's not a US person, it is a Ghanaian. And I have tons of friends like me who can do equally, so I'm not a superstar among everybody. Okay? But do tech developers give marketers the chance? We set a team and the team is fully 5 tech people. How do you promote it? You get the point? So let's go to the next slide. I didn't even add the success story. If you go to Twitter's website, they have a success story about Fido on Twitter's website. Yes, it was a case study. The first ever case study from Ghana was a fintech app named Fido, which was marketed by myself on Twitter just last month. Now, can a good app sell itself? You can't have a very good thing and put it under a cup somewhere and expect that people should see it. You can't be a very fine lady and you're always in the room and expect that men will come knocking at you, say, hey, let's go for a date. It doesn't work. You have to step up. All the women are like, So we are over fixated on tech people. Oh, I have a team of 5. So men, I have a team of 5 people. This is a good engineer. This is a good data scientist. This is a good back-end developer. This is a good front-end developer. Why is the marketer? Flippy Campus, by the way, was invest. If you care to know. Staya, what is Staya? Staya was there before WhatsApp. I had a Staya sticker on my fridge 2010. Before even WhatsApp became WhatsApp in Ghana. Staya was a messaging app. I thought it was flying. Where is Staya? They have sold it to someone, but they couldn't sustain the pressure WhatsApp was bringing. Do you know Facebook does adverts? But someone will say, oh, Facebook is big. Why should you do an advert? Google does adverts on Google. Have you realized it? You go to search for Google Play, and they have Google Play ad before the Google Play organic itself. Why do you think? What if the company will advertise on its own product? You get the point I'm making? So don't be satisfied with having perfect, brilliant people on a team and you expect the thing to fly. There is a high chance that it will fail. There are exceptions. I'm not saying that every Ghanaian app fails. There are exceptions, but majority, because it's all about we are good coders. The second point is that even if there is a marketing team, there is no marketing budget. Have you realized it? Yes. When you are going for funding rounds, you talk about, oh, I'll do this, so give me $10,000. But where is the marketing component of the funding? Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Now, I want us to talk about how we can solve this. It's enough with the lamenting. Let's look at how we can solve this. So let's get a balanced team. Okay, don't think that you are the developer, so you are better than the marketer. It doesn't work that way. I can't even take leave because if I take leave that day, there will be trouble. We need to sell. You get the point I'm making. So don't sit down and have 3 smart, brilliant tech guys coding for the skies to change from blue to green, and there is no person in there to help you promote it. Then the next one is if you think your team is already set, it's fine. Don't dismantle the team. But you can hire a marketer. Hire a marketer. Let the person, give him his KPIs, let him deliver, give him the budget to work with. Okay? Or if you think you cannot hire a marketer and every month pay him something, get a team as and when you are ready. These days there are agencies all over. Get an agency that can help you push it to. So maybe a 3-month campaign, you push it to get your first 100,000 customers, and you can at least rest and then think of ways to get your next budget if you want to do another marketing. Okay. So how do we do this marketing? First, you need to project your growth. People have Facebook, people have Twitter. We all do, right? So we all think we are marketers, not so. Because I can just take a photo of my app and put it on Twitter and say, hi guys, install my app. It's the coolest app ever. Who doesn't do that? We all do. You get it. But what is the plan? In January, how many installs are you projecting? In big companies where I work, every month I tell you it's a task. You have to tell us how many installs you intend to bring. By what channels are you bringing those installs? How many are converted from installs to loan application? How many are converted from loan application to loan disbursement? Okay, if we achieve that for January, in February, are we doing the same thing? Don't we want to grow? Okay, let's grow by 20% of what we did in January. So it's like a projection. You should know how many installs, how many customers, what budget that you are going to work with. So don't just get up one morning and feel good, and so you take a photo of your app and put it there, and tomorrow you are sad, so you don't post again. You get the point I'm making? Okay, then let's go to the next slide. Okay, so now that you know that in January you want to bring 100 customers, what channels are you using? Is it Google? Is it Facebook? Is it Twitter? And even that alone is just digital. Don't forget, not all Ghanaians have data to go online every time. Okay, so do you have a friend in Airtel to go who can give you a free SMS blast? Shoot it. Okay, can you pay for an SMS blast for MTN? MTN free. But do you have budget to do an SMS blast? And guess what? You might think it's expensive, just 0.06 Ghana cedis. But you have an app and you've never tried it. Try it for a day and you see the load that will come on your app, you'll be surprised. So are we taking advantage of local digital channels? Because sometimes having the dollars to do your Facebook and your Twitter is not easy to come by. You know how the dollar rate is going these days. Okay. And even offline, because I know most of these tech people, they get funding from people. Don't just do Facebook ads and then off camera, we were struggling to get 20K in a month, and it wasn't coming. It wasn't coming. It was like my biggest headache. Month one goes, month two goes, we are stuck with the 10,000, the 10,000. We're like, you know what, let's go offline. The app is a digital app. It needs internet, but let's go offline. Let's go to Peace FM. Let's go to TV3. Let's go to this. And that month, we did a party. We overdid our target. The same thing we were looking for in over a year, we got it in 1 month when we went offline. So don't just think, oh, my app is an online app, it needs internet, so it's just Facebook, Twitter, Google, and I'm done. The power of radio, you have no idea. The power of TV, you have no idea. So if you are starting, I'm not saying do all this. You can do some and leave some. But once you have funding, you've gotten some guy who is giving like some $100,000 to push your app, and all you do as founders is to travel. I see that a lot. Founders take the money and they make themselves look good. And after 3 months, the app is going down. You get the point? But if you tell that same founder that a radio interview is 10,000 Ghana, he say, hey, 10,000. But he bought a suit worth 10,000 just to go and have a talk. You get the point? So we are killing ourselves. We have tech developers, but really, where are the Ghana apps? Okay, move to the next one, please. Then now, after you've done these campaigns, don't just sleep, measure your campaigns. Thankfully, if your app is a Google product, let's say it's on Play Store, there's a Google Play Store console where you can tell how many new people came, because you know people register their Android phones with a unique email address. So you should be able to tell how many unique people came to your app this month. What about those who uninstalled and then came back later? How many are those people? You could use other measurements like Firebase, because you have events, you want to track who got stuck at the registration side, who bypassed the registration and then went to the selfie side. I'm just giving random events. So that I can know where are people having issues. Does that mean that the product team will have to work around those issues to resolve it so that we can get more people completing the funnel that we want? Okay. Then we even have Coachava and Apps Flyer. Those ones help you understand where your consumers are coming from. Because you might have spent, let's say, $10,000 doing advertisements on radio, on Facebook, on Google, wherever, but you are not sure which ones are giving you the user acquisition you have at the moment. So these softwares can help you tell that, okay, out of your 10,000 app installs, 10% came from Google, 100% came from radio. Then you know that, okay, if 100% are coming from radio, then let me just shine everything and concentrate on radio. But if you don't have insight into what is bringing you what, you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you get the same low results that you are getting. Okay, so please keep these softwares in mind. If you have an app that you are developing or you are about to develop, please take note of them and make use of it. Okay. The next one, I'm done. So if you have any questions, please let me have them.
Hi everyone. Oh, we're so cool here. Hi everyone. How do you say welcome in Ghana? Okay, so Aquaba to Tempest Accra. Alright, thank you. So a quick question. My name is Babi and I am the community manager for Tunga, Ohio. And here is my colleague. She's Jennifer and she's the head of talent for Tunga. Okay, so quick question. Quick question. Okay. Who have heard about Tunga maybe during the course of organizing this event or before this event, and you know what we do? This bottle is for you. Anyone? Apart from the people yesterday. Anyone? Okay.
I don't really know what you do, but I know that you connect developers with jobs, like you get clients and then sort of get developers who they do the job, something like that.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
He says so. He says something like that. Yeah, well, you're correct. We connect developers with jobs. So please, a round of applause for him. Thank you. Yeah, so Jennifer will take it up and tell you all about Tunga in about 5 to 8 minutes. Okay. So I know that this is a tech event, but I just wanted to know how many people here are software developers or interested in tech software development. Okay. So how many are practicing? How many have more than 3 years experience? Okay. Basically what Tunga does is, like he said, you connect African developers to European clients. But we are looking for specific type of developers. We are looking for developers that have up to 3 years active software developmental role. Because we have seen that this is the level of which you practice and then you get to the international standard. Because there are a lot of software developers, but how many of them can actually get a job with European clients? And so our business model is that we source for people who fit this standard that we think we are able to sell to European clients, and then we test them, and then we get them on our pool. We always have job searches for clients, and then a range. I think last month we did more than 60 job searches for European clients. And some of these clients, a search can be for one developer, but it can also be for a team of, say, 3 and above. Currently, we have developers working with clients in Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, Ghana, Egypt as well. Okay, about 20 African countries. So we test you. The process for joining is that if you meet these requirements, you apply, or you're headhunted, and then you go through a series of tests, and then you have a physical interview with someone on the talent team, so that that way we collect your data, and then when we have opportunities that we think will match your profile, this is sent to you. Someone is following up with you saying, hey, this job is available, and I think you fit the position. So, should we go ahead and push forward for this position? And so the client gets to see a short list of set developers that we've compiled, and then they pick who they want to work with. I've had developers. So currently, you can work remotely anywhere, and you'll be operating as a freelancer. However, we also have success stories where you started more than one developer started to work with a client that his work was very good. They offered him relocation packages. They offer relocation package, and this person migrated to the country where the clients resided. That's Tunga in short.
Hello, everyone. Hello. How are you doing?
God.
I know it's a lot of money, but we won't get there. I hope you're okay. My name is Papa Tumba, and I'm from MEST. I'm an EIT. So you may be wondering what MEST is. MEST is an organization that believes there is talent everywhere, so like developers, but not opportunities. What they do is they go around in different African countries, look for the talent, and then bring them here and train them to become globally successful entrepreneurs. Not developers, entrepreneurs. Because we have to develop solutions to problems that Africans face. We have to solve problems Africans face. We can't just develop platforms and then expect them to just work for themselves. So what happens is they get brilliant ladies and gentlemen like this here, train them under business, communication, and technology. So under business, you have things like business modeling, financial models, how to come up with a very good revenue model stream. Under tech, you have the development of your products, your UI, your backend, and then under communication, that's where you have marketing. All of us here are EITs, and EITs are people who, EIT is an acronym for Entrepreneur in Training. So all of us here go to the MEST campus every day to study business, to study tech, to study communication. And all those things come together to help us form teams, which teams are then going to create solutions to problems. Currently, we are working on something called, a program called Capstone, where you are tasked to come up to look for a problem within your community. Look for the problem, validate the problem, and then build a solution to solve that problem. So which means when you're coming up with a team, you don't want to have developers only. You want to have a developer. Oh, thank you. Sorry. You want to have developers on your team. You want to have business leads on your team. You want to have communication experts on your team. You want to have lawyers on your team. And this is because when you have all of these people on your team, you want to build something that's going to grow. You want to build something that's going to be successful. And at MEST we believe everything that we have to do, whether it is learning, whether it is communicating, whether it is relating with each other, we have to make sure we set a standard, and we have to make sure we solve and create solutions that are going to help Africa grow. So all of us here, I believe, we are all here as developers. But this program keeps going on from different channels. So there is the 2024 class, there's a 2025 class. I believe all of us here would be able to gain a lot, because it's not really about what we want to learn. These things can be sourced on the internet, but it's about the community you're going to get. It's about the friendships you're going to create, the teams you're going to create, the work you're going to work, the problems you're going to work on that are going to give you the best benefit. So I believe everyone here come 2024, come 2025, you should apply for the MEST AIT program. There are other programs like MEST Trans, MEST Express, MEST Scale, Pre-MEST, which all help entrepreneurs to be able to solve problems within Africa. So I believe 2024 we shall have more EITs from here. 2025 we shall have all of you come and join us at MEST. And we're all friends, we're all a community. We shall be able to help you, shall be able to take your businesses, your tech startups to the next level. Thank you very much. We're all here. If you have anything you want to ask us about MEST, just walk to any MEST here, ask. We are very, very willing to help you out and answer any questions you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. Good, is it morning or afternoon? I don't know what the time is. Morning. Good morning to you all. Good to see you here. We're excited to be here. My name is Kojo Uswajiman. Most people call me KJ for short. Excellent. Okay, cool. So yes, I'm the country lead for Paystack. I'm a product manager and I also lead the Ghana expansion team. Today we are lucky to be here to spend a few minutes to tell you what we're doing in Ghana and why we want to deepen our roots in the developer ecosystem. So we have a short presentation that I'll run you through once it's up. But before then, I wanted to ask how many of you know or have heard of Paystack? If you can show, oh wow, okay, that's good. We're doing something good then. How many of you have used Paystack or have paid via Paystack before? Okay, great. So, I mean, after you can see me and give me feedback if you had any good or bad experiences. Okay, once the presentation is up, I guess we'll go. But before that, I wanted to do something quick. I have a little prize, and I just wanted to do a trivia session. There's a question, and then if the person gets the answer, we have a small pack with a few things in there. We published some books with Stripe, developer-focused books, and there are a few other little souvenirs in there. So I want to ask, how many countries is Paystack live in right now? And what are the countries? Okay.
I think Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, 3 countries.
No, that's not correct. Sorry. Does anyone else know? Okay, there's someone over there who might get it. If you know, you're quite close, to be honest. If no one gets it, you get the prize. So keep your fingers crossed. Yeah, after him comes in.
Algeria, Angola, Benin, Botswana, and then Burkina Faso.
I mean, that's what we want to be everywhere, but not yet. Yeah.
So, there's how many countries? It's 4. Algeria and Ghana.
We're not in Algeria. Okay.
Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa. Maybe.
I think I'll give it to him because as of last week, that was correct. So we're live in Ghana, Nigeria, which was where we were born, and in South Africa. But just this week, we announced our Kenya license, so we moved to 4. So now we're live in 4 countries. Thank you. So if you can give, sorry, I didn't get your name. If you can give the gentleman here the prize. Your name is? Okay. So someone you get like a tote bag and a developer book focus on APIs and a few other things. So give it up for someone. So I'm sure the Paystack logo. You're welcome, Simon. Okay, and I will just jump right into it since we don't have a lot of time. Yes, so what do we do at Paystack? So our goal is to power businesses to collect payments from all over the world. So whatever kind of business you are, a big one, a small one, you sell clothes or shoes, or you are a large oil and gas company, no matter what, you should be able to use our APIs or products to collect payments or get paid by your customers. As I said, we were born in Nigeria in 2016. We expanded to Ghana and South Africa, and now Kenya is like, there are a whole bunch of other countries that are close to being launched, and you hear more about this early next year. In terms of what we do now in Nigeria, 50% of all online payments are done via Paystack. What that looks like across the 3 markets we're in, or we were in before Kenya was launched, is we do $365 million in collections every month, and then our API is so powerful, $50 million in disbursements across the 3 countries. In terms of history, I said we were born in 2016. We raised Series A in 2018. Paystack was the first YC company from Africa, and subsequently Visa, Stripe participated in our Series A. In 2020, there was a big announcement, Stripe acquired Paystack, so now we are fully owned by Stripe, we belong to the Stripe family. Okay, so what happens when people use Paystack? Now we've built a lot of tools to help businesses, whether you are technical or not. We have no-code tools and we have powerful APIs as well. And what we noticed internally is that when a business joins Paystack, they're able to 14x within the first quarter after joining. And that's a combination of analytics, payment tools, and a dashboard you can monitor, security, and a whole lot of things that just make collecting money simple. And also, going to where we're here, Paystack in Ghana. We came to Ghana just after our Series A, and in 2019 we started applying for a license. It took us a while to get it because the license ecosystem was just rolled out then, and then it was a moving target. So we kicked off a closed pilot. We're fortunate to get the central bank to allow us to operate, but we couldn't advertise, we couldn't do much. All we could do was just have a closed pilot with a few customers. So fast forward to 2021, we got a provisional license from the Bank of Ghana to roll out our services. And then in 2022, that was earlier this year around March, we were fully approved for a full license as a payment services provider. So what does it look like? So now we have over 37,000 businesses who signed up on our platform. And what they're enjoying is if you're making a payment on Paystack, there's a 90+% chance it will be successful. And so just to give you a picture of the universe of businesses that use us in Ghana, there are probably a few names here you recognize, some high-growth startups, some big brands like Betway, MTN, travel businesses. So it's a mixture of different industries, different companies, different sizes. Some are startups, some are legacy enterprise companies. And also, some are just businesses, side businesses that people do on the weekends or after work. So it's really for everyone. So just to give you a picture of what we do, so we capture our 2 services in 2 buckets, right? We have collections and disbursements. So our APIs allow you to collect money, that's what we call collections. And that looks like, in Ghana, mobile money and cards, right? We're about to do a big announcement for Apple Pay in Ghana. We'll be the first payment service provider to allow you to collect money by Apple Pay. So in case you have international customers, that should be more revenue to you. So this just captures how our collections product works. It's a mixture of different multiple channels, and we have developer-friendly documentation. I'm sure some of you have seen that. Also, we allow you to get paid. It doesn't matter where the person, what kind of card or what currency the card is, you can collect money into your local Ghana City account. We also have automated recurring billing, and that allows you to set up subscriptions and deduct money on a recurring basis. Then one thing we hang our hats high on is fraud and anti-fraud protection. As you know, online payments is a high-risk area, so we do our best to stop bad actors from stealing card details or mobile money account details, and we're basically causing mayhem for you as a business. Now on the no-code side, we built something we call Paystack Commerce Suite, and that allows someone who has no time to build a website or no expertise to build a website to have a website and collect payments. So within 10 minutes, you can set up a storefront, which is our beautiful visual product that allows you to sell anything. And then you can use all the other products on the right, invoices, subscriptions, product links, payment pages, which you can set up in just a few minutes without writing any code once you sign up. If you visit paystack.com/storefront, you should be able to learn more about this. Okay, so on the disbursement side, that is you as a business sending money out. I showed you a couple of services. One was Betway. So if you are a betting person and you stake a bet on Betway, most likely, if you win, you're going to want your money. Right? So Betway leverages our APIs to make sure you get paid. So that's one example of disbursement service. So they're able to do that to mobile money accounts and then to bank accounts. Okay, so what are we rolling out for Ghana? And I wish I could show you the full roadmap, but a lot of things are still in private beta. But these are 4 things that we're trying to close out either by the end of the year or very early next year. Apple Pay is something that has been enabled. So if you use Paystack right now, we haven't announced it, but if you use Paystack right now, I'll tell you a secret. Go to your dashboard, go to your preferences, you can switch on Apple Pay, and anyone with Apple Pay can just start paying you via that channel. So that's the next big announcement we're doing for Ghana. And we're trying to also leverage our systems to bring in international remittances. So if you have people outside who send money, very soon you'll be able to collect that money via Paystack. Then also I mentioned disbursement. So we're making sure we have the best disbursements into bank account products in Ghana. Last but not least, recurring billing is a big thing for us, and we're trying to make sure we can allow mobile money accounts to also have that service. Yeah. So this is just a short presentation of what we do at Paystack. And over this year we've done a lot of work to try and connect with developers. We always say the people we like the most are makers, creators, developers, entrepreneurs, designers, people who, because that's really what we're trying to power. So you can reach out to us, follow us on Instagram, Twitter. That's our Ghana email. It comes to the whole Ghana team. So if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, feel free to reach out to us via these channels. There are a couple of people around wearing Paystack t-shirts, so grab them and ask your questions. Thank you.
Hello. Hi. Okay, so we are here to present some awards to people who have been influential in our community, GDG and WTM. Okay, so this award is basically, we are launching it today to recognize those people. And the first person we are awarding is Anebi Bodubong. He's been a mentor to the GDG WTM community for a long time, about 6 years and more. And he's currently a programs manager at Google. So we'll call on Mike to present that award. On behalf of Aniedi. Yes, please.
That's it.
Yes, I'm not an Yeni, but it's surprising to see this. Anyedi has been very, very helpful to the community. For those who don't know who Anyedi is, Anyedi was the regional manager for communities before me. So I got the opportunity to work with Anyedi for about 7 years. And through those years, Anyedi has been very helpful, providing support for GDG communities, just like GDG Accra. And then seeing that Anyedi gets this award, I'm very, very happy about it. At least I'll get to tell him about this award. He's no more in the continent. He now is a regional lead in charge of North America, basically US and Canada. But it's great that we have it. Thank you very much, GDG Accra TV.
Hello. The next person is not a stranger to the community. She's Kapi, and there's a while wants to do this presentation. So here we go.
Hold on, Kafi. Hold on. So yes, I came to pick up award for Niedi, and then now I'm presenting award to Kafi. If who remembers the first picture in my slide, the picture from Delfest 2019 was organized by her and her team. So see, when I was told I was going to present the award, and I was like, hey, I'm giving the award to Kafi. It's kind of personal. We've been GDG organizers together before I joined Google, and I got the opportunity to work with her even when I joined Google too, in organizing of the Delfest in 2019 at MESC. So it's great to see all the things, at least Kafi, you can see the things you've been doing over the years. At least we have people who benefited and then people who continue the good work. Thank you very much. If you want to say anything.
Wow. I wasn't told this was part of the show. Okay, so I was invited. They were like, "Oh, you have to be here." I was like, "Okay, I'll show up and probably have like an impromptu product session because I love to build products and communities." Thank you so much, guys. The community has grown. One of the biggest achievements I've seen so far is look at the number of ladies. I joined GDG way back 2013. I was the advocate for women, trying to get as many women in tech, and I'm so happy to see that the numbers have increased. I can say we have about 40% women representation. We should give a big round of applause to the organizers. And let's keep building. Let's not just come to events and meet people and move away. We need to be engaged as community members. We need to practice. We need to put ourselves out there. And of course, market our apps and put Ghana, continuously put Ghana on the map and the GDG community. Thank you so much.
Our next award receiver is a woman in tech as well, who has basically more of like equipped a lot of fellow women in the tech space. So basically what she does is that she provides women the opportunity to learn about coding, to learn about soft skills, to learn about technical skills. And when they are done, she also helps them more of like get a job that they can do. So I'll be calling upon Ivy Ballet representatives to come and receive this award on behalf of her. So anyone from developers involved? Awesome. So this award will be presented by Wayne. Yes. the next person I have on my list is Theophilus Nutifapa. So Theophilus happens to be the founder and CEO of Fast Care. So basically it's a pharmaceutical tech company that provides pharmacy services to one digitally. And once again, I'll call upon Wayne to present this award to Theophilus. Is Theophilus around? Awesome.
Personally, what you telling me? Voice of the people, they trust me. Go find shit, it's my policy. Kill I'm not rich, I'm not the naughty. Jumping, it's what I do. Tell me how people have got. Nobody knows what the fuck I do. To stay up and fly every day. Check my past and my history. They got me one assist.
Okay, so the next person, okay, this is a startup actually. There are evidence that even during adversity, one can be successful. They were founded in 2020, and since then, they've had, it was founded by James Badoa and Felix Lee. Since their inception, they've had a number of people who signed up as mentees on their platform, like over 200,000 people. And they've had mentors from companies like Google, Uber, Netflix, Microsoft, and the rest. So on the next startup on the list to be rewarded is ADP List, and would call to present that award.
Never know say like so fucking real. I don't work on deep in the company still. I make time, but it talks for real. Who do I have behind in the bad places? 2 times really buying up to man faces. 2 times who kicking in every cage. Let me go to the cat, big cases. Sitting on the ground, no. Nobody walking down, never got show. Everybody couldn't feel it, it was so cold. I don't even know. I'm the chit chat top in the cure, no man. I'm money that we get about the cure, man. Used to roll, couldn't buy me a pair, man. I'm gonna pull out the gas, I'm scared, man.
Okay, so the next startup to be awarded is Smart Gas App. It was founded in 2019 by Evans August and Jeff Papo. Their main mission is to provide a real-time, accurate LPG level readings using proprietary gas monitors and smart gas leakage detectors. So the next startup to be awarded is Smart Gas, and we'll call on someone from the Google team. I don't want to be biased, so someone from the Google team who hasn't been here to come and award. Yeah. So Smart Gas, or a representative, can you please come up?
Anyone from the Smart Gas team?
Okay. So, thank you very much. I actually have a question. How do you guys feel so far since you came? Please, just feel free. How do you feel? Are you enjoying it? Have you learned a lot? Have you connected well? Definitely you are leaving, you are grabbing something out of here when you leave, right? So this person that we are about to award, I would say he has played a very strong role to make sure that we are all here, to make sure that we are all learning something at the end of the day, and also connect with the right people to form partnerships, right? So he goes by the name Obed Atu. So Obed has been with us for, I think, for some years now. and we just want him to know that we truly appreciate him, his efforts, his time, his committed, his well seen, and we value him. So Obed, please, if you are here, kindly.
It's Joel on the beat.
Obed. Is Obed around? Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.